was the cost in the men who were lost on earth to be seen nevermore. Some caused by the deeds of man for his greed, and more through the fury of God. But none were more strange than the one I'll relate, about the loss of the Adamau. Now Joshua best, he ranked high among the rest of skippers from Pleasant Bay. And long was his reach from his home in Tax Beach to the grounds near and far, far away. To the east and the north he would reach Labrador, on the banks to the south and the west. And a measure of fame he would bring to the name of the King's Island family of best. In the year 34 by his best harbor wharf, an able new schooner was moored. For his sons to command all were seafaring men, they were Clarence, Ned, Kenneth, and George. Henry Brown had her built, with George Peavy's help, she'd hold 600 kettles of cod. And when christening time came, Skipper Best had her name, for his daughters, the Ada and Maud. When Christmas was nigh in the year 35, and work for the season was through, once a full load of coal from Cape Breton was sold, then the long winter nights would ensue. That year, though 'twas late, they had one trip to make, with a load of cod oil and dried cod. For the St. Henry Brown to St. John's they'd be bound, the last trip for the Ada and Maud. They left Boxing Day and slowly made way, and someone reported her seen, with a light winter breeze sailing to the southeast as they passed out along their sheen. By 8 in the night they were nearing the light off the Cape of St. Mary's, they say, when there rose quite a gale and it battered her sails, and from then a great mystery began. The skipper, Clark Best, had been known to suggest, in a storm on this terrible shore, there is one place alone if grave trouble should come, to steer if you can for Lear's Cove. Next morning she'd lie there ashore, high and dry, with hardly a sign of ordeal, except for a mast that was sprung in the blast, and spalls taken out of her keel. Does anyone know where the love of God goes, are the words a great poet once wrote. Though he surely was there to help them to steer through the fury that raged in Lear's Cove. But the folk of Tax Beach would most humbly beseech one other answer from God, where the 4 bodies lie of those best harbor boys, the crew of the Ada and Maud. Now right to this day many questions remain, what happened that terrible night? Who witnessed the scene when the schooner washed in? Did there happen one hell of a fight? Was it true on the spot all the crewmen were shot, then their bodies all hidden away? And not as assumed as the law would conclude, that the men met a watery grave. Many stories are told about schooners of old that were wrecked around Newfoundland shores, and great was the cost in the men who were lost on earth to be seen nevermore. Right up to this day no mortal will say where the truth of this matter resides, so God only knows what took place St. Lear's Cove and the fate of those best harbour boys. Yes, the folk of Tax Beach would most humbly beseech what nobody